My name is Joshua Din, and I will be analyzing Dys4ia, which is an autobiographical video game created by Anna Anthropy to simulate and recount her experience throughout her journey of hormone replacement therapy from the first to the last stage. So the game has been broken up into 4 different levels, and in each level I will focus on the topic of self-love, which is a reoccurring theme throughout the video game. The first level, level 1, is titled Gender Bullshit. In this level, Anna begins the game by stating, "I feel weird about my body," and goes on to add comments such as, "These feminists don't accept me as woman. Girls' clothes don't fit. Everyone calls me sir. Shaving is humiliating. I feel like a spy in the women's bathroom," and ends with thinking she should take hormones. Through this first level of gameplay, the user can really get a feel of how uncomfortable Anna really feels in her own skin. The first stage seems to be more of a mental process in which she needed to be in the mind state of a female, even before she made any physical changes to her appearance to prepare herself, and she still didn't feel right. The second level is titled Medical Bullshit. Anna starts off by trying to find a clinic where she can go to, but wants to find, quote, "one that doesn't force me to take a psych exam," end quote, and finally decides to go accompanied by her girlfriend. She gets nervous when she gets there as she's getting tested for HIV but is negative. She then gets her blood pressure checked but isn't allowed to be prescribed any estrogen until her blood pressure decreases. This second stage showcases how Anna had to muster up the confidence to take the steps to finding a clinic and taking tests to know whether or not she would physically be able to go through with the transitioning. The third level is titled Hormonal Bullshit. Anna was finally prescribed hormones and used her insurance to pay for them. Her body began to go through many painful changes which affected her day-to-day activities and caused a loss of energy. She also mentioned, "Everything my girlfriend says makes me cry." Her body also craved things like chocolate and other foods which made her happy. She was also confused about whether her facial hair would go away or not and stated, "I feel weirder about my body than ever before." Her high blood pressure returned and she was not able to renew her estrogen prescription. The third level gave insight to how Anna's body was feeling after the effects of the hormones she was taking. The final level is titled It Gets Better. The level starts off with Anna ordering hormones online for herself. Her sister then texts her saying, "I read on the internet that you're taking hormones. Why?" Her mom then got her some cute clothes for Christmas. She slowly began to feel better about herself by saying, "Sometimes I can almost see myself as beautiful as my girlfriend says I am." She began to feel more comfortable in her own body and also felt, quote, "more visible than I've ever been," end quote. She ends the level with, quote, "It's a small thing, but I feel like I've taken the steps towards something tremendous," end quote. The ending of the game also transforms the words "the end" into just the beginning. The concept of self-love is very evident in this video game as there are no other characters in the game and it's played through the perspective of Anna. It represents the process of an individual moving towards the end goal to love themselves. Each level in this game demonstrates what someone who is undergoing hormone replacement therapy, or in this case Anna, is feeling from the beginning to the end of the process. The first stage of the game, Gender Bullshit, is about the daily occurrences from society that make Anna feel uncomfortable and insecure about her choices. This is the first stage in self-love, which is also a huge obstacle to surpass in order to reach the end goal. The second level, titled Medical Bullshit, is about the physical barriers Anna must be willing to go through in order to be happy with her decision later on. The third level, titled Hormonal Bullshit, is probably the biggest obstacle that Anna had to face. Her body was all over the place in terms of emotional feelings and physical feelings due to the effects of the hormones. The final level, titled It Gets Better, is mainly about how Anna finally begins to get used to her body and no longer feels uncomfortable. In the end, she truly finds self-love within herself after receiving the hormone replacement therapy after suffering from mental and physical distress, but was happy with the outcome of her decision. I feel that digital platforms such as video games are a great tool to use for storytelling and especially topics that are difficult to explain. Using games as a narrative help users to truly understand the emotions and feelings of the creator when playing the game through their perspective.